Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Let's look at the proofs and their arguments, and we'll take it down one by one and analyze. And we will not, full excuses, and we're going to talk about the way things are. And we'll analyze the verses and see if it is the way the missionary is given, because it's very important the way things go. Let's listen.
The story we were telling about Sauda is actually resulted in a verse of the Quran being revealed. So Muhammad wants to divorce his wife Sauda because she's old and no longer attractive. He wants to kick her to the curb so he can spend more time with his younger, more beautiful wives.
Now pay attention to the language. Muhammad wants to divorce his wife, Sauda. He wants to kick her to the curb because he wants to spend more time with his more attractive, young wives. Okay. So let's first deal with the issue of what's Sauda. Is that the reason really? And I will come from this point of view, right? I believe that Prophet Muhammad wanted to divorce Sauda. Whether he informed her or not, or she found out from someone else, that's, there's an issue of reliability of those reports. I'm not going to get into that. Muhammad wanted to divorce Sauda, okay? Now, the way that David does distort the argument, right? He wanted to divorce because, he's such a bad person, and, she's so beautiful when he married her, but now she's old and ugly, really, and doesn't really want her anymore. So let's see. And again, I'm just for the sake. I just want to show you the methodology, right? The methodology. I do believe that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he was just, as a human being, that's something that you cannot control. And I do mention over and over this hadith that Prophet Muhammad used to say. This is recorded in Musnad of Imam Ahmed. He said, "O Allah, I have been fair to my wives, in what I can, in provision, money, and so on and so forth. Please do not hold me accountable for what I cannot control," which was his heart, his love, his desire, his attraction for which one did he like the most. And we know that he loved Aisha the most. Right? So we're talking here about human beings. I do believe that Prophet Muhammad, right, as any human, right, can, for example, fall out of love. He's not attracted to one of his wives anymore, right? He was not attracted. But I do want to, and I will show you, the difference between David's argument and what I will make it as an argument. But let's see first of all, if Prophet Muhammad, if this was really, is it clear as to what David says? Because he says, now she became old. She's not as beautiful anymore. He wants to divorce her. And let's look at the hadith as when Prophet Muhammad married Sauda, because it seemed like he just used her when she was beautiful, and now she's not, and he's going to kick her to the curb, as he says. But when we look at here, is that when Prophet Muhammad married Sauda, okay, number one, what the scholars say, that her age was about 60, and some say even 80. So she was not that beautiful, David, when he married her, right? He married her for a specific reason. She was a widow, and he used to do that. He used to take care, and that's what I'm saying. The methodology of study, we have to go deep beyond the surface argument. He married all those women that he married, his wives, were for a certain purpose. And I wish people go and research a bit, his marriages, his wives, and you'll find that behind everyone there is a purpose. If some of his wives are beautiful, and of course, who wouldn't want to marry a beautiful wife, right? There's, the laws of attraction. Psychology talks about the healthy marriage life. There has to be healthy attraction. There has to be, intimacy, and so on and so forth. So, looks matter, definitely. But he married Sauda when she's like 60 or 80. So can you say that he was a bad person? Wouldn't you say that he was a mercy to mankind, that he married her at that age, that he took care of her when she was an actual widow, that he, and she helped him with the children, right? Because he was also widowed, Prophet Muhammad at the time, and he had the children. So he took this mature woman, a righteous woman, a good woman, and she helped him, he helped her, and they companioned together, right? And they were together, and she was not so beautiful. And let's look, she's 60 or 80, and there's no historical confirmation for the actual which one of them, but she was old enough. Let's look at the hadith about her looks. And this is from Sauda, narrated by Aisha from Sauda. Sauda was a fat and very slow woman. She was fat. She had a big build, right? She's not that beautiful, right, to begin with. So, why David has to make it, sound that Prophet basically that he used her and then left her. No, that's not true. When he married her, she was not beautiful. He helped her when he married her. That's why he married her. And that's what I would say. I'll make the argument that yes, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. I did not send you except as a mercy to mankind. He was, at the time when he married Sauda, Khadija just passed away. He married Sauda and Aisha. So it was easy to deal with them. He had two wives. It was easier to spend the time and, the way they interacted, their intimacy, and so on and so forth. Now, and we will go into the reason later on, but look at the way that David makes his argument. He says he wants to kick her to the curb. What is she, a dog or something? They're going to kick her to the curb? Because it shows that David has no clue about Islam. What happens when a man divorces his wife in Islam? David, let me ask you, because you're the scholar and the knowledgeable, of Islam. What happens? So let's go to the ayats of the Quran about marriage and see what happens. When you marry, this is Surah 65:1. When you marry divorced women, divorce them keeping in view iddah, the prescribed period of waiting, and reckon the period, and fear Allah your Lord. Expel them not from their houses, nor shall they themselves leave unless they are guilty of open lewdness. Such are the limits imposed by Allah. Whoever transgresses Allah's limits, he verily wrongs his soul. So he cannot kick her to the curb, David. He has to actually keep her for a few months, for 3 periods, till they pass. And then he has to provide her with sustenance for that time to see if she's pregnant or not. And their husbands have better right to take them back in that period if they wish for reconciliation. Right? Divorced women shall keep themselves apart 3 monthly courses, and it is not lawful for them that they should conceal what Allah has created in their own. If they are pregnant, right? That's what, Allah allows this time. They have to stay in their houses, in the house that the husband provided for them, this husband that divorced them, right? They have to stay in that place, and they have to wait for that period. Maybe they're pregnant. Maybe the husband will change his mind. Maybe, the woman will change her mind. Maybe there will be some reconciliation, as Allah says, between them. So look at the wisdom behind this, subhanAllah. So David, he didn't want to kick her to the curb. She's not a dog. Islam protects the woman's rights and protects her honor. No one can just dump them and play with them, right? That's why there's this time that is allotted. He still has to protect her. He still has to pay her. He still has to, and maybe Allah will put in their hearts reconciliation. Maybe it will help them to get back together. You don't know. So you see, look at the missionary argument, right? They always try to, ridicule and make fun and kick her to the curb. Like, what is she, a dog? Allah protects the value of the woman. Allah protects her spirit. Allah protects her honor. And this is one of the pillars of the why Islam came, to protect the honor of people. So David, you are wrong. You did not want to kick her to the curb. If you wanted to divorce her, divorce is something natural, David. It might happen. It happens in between everyone. Maybe you will divorce. Maybe you have divorced. Maybe any one of you from Arabic or Aramaic Broadcasting Network have divorced. There's issues between man and wife. Issues of attraction sometimes. Issues that, incompatibility. Certain things. These are not. Islam is a faith, a deen of fitra, it's called. A deen of the natural disposition of humanity that deals with real situations in life. So please make sure you know before you misguide people, right? You cannot, kick her to the curb. He wants to spend more time with his, young wives and so on and so forth. Who told you that he wanted to spend more? Did he come and say, I want to spend more time with my young wives and I want to divorce you? Prove it to us, right? No, it was Sauda who initiated what rights to give. She said, I will give you this right. And she chose who to give it to. And she wanted to give to Aisha because she liked Aisha and loved Aisha the most. Right? So David, again, you're wrong. He didn't want to spend more time with his wife. And I'll show you that actually, why did he want to divorce Sauda? First of all, he married her when she was old. He helped her. He protected her. He provided. But when he had more and more wives, right? And as you mentioned, right, 9 wives and so on. He had to divide his time so equally, his intimate time and so on. And he feared in his heart that he would be so unfair to her and he would hurt her. That he would, something that he cannot control. He's not that attracted to her. He is not that attracted. This is something he cannot control, David. Can you control who you're attracted to? Right? So he felt in his heart that he would be committing a sin if he were to, keep her as a wife. So it's better to, divorce her as opposed to committing a sin, hurt her when that his his love is more towards some of his other wives and not towards her. So it's better, if she, if maybe find someone who's better, who would, just be for her. So he did not want to hurt her. He could not control that he's maybe not attracted to her anymore. Can you imagine David going and being intimate with a woman you're not attracted to? A woman would feel it. That hurt her. This is something he cannot control. So it's something subhanAllah, something deep and something clear that he did not want to